Hey guys, Kyle here from 10th Innings Cards and Collectibles. I am back. This is episode 6 of Through the Mail TTM autograph returns, where each week I open up former NBA, MLB, and NFL player autograph cards that I find from websites called Sports Card Forum, which you can find up here, and sportscollectibles.net. Sportscardforum.com is free to use. Sports Card Collectibles has a small yearly fee, but that is where I find all my addresses and figure out where I'm going to send my next cards out to get autographed. So let's get to ripping. We've got 10 really exciting returns. And return number 1, we received back on the 14th of August. This one comes to us from Hartford, Connecticut. Let's get to it. All right, who do we have? Oh, yes. This is an exciting one. I've been waiting for a while. Scott Burrell, former Charlotte Hornet, former Chicago Bull. This is a very exciting return. I believe I sent him 2, 3 returns. So let's take a look at each one. This first one is his collector's choice rookie card here that he shares with Ray Allen and Cliff Robinson from the Portland Trailblazers. You can see that's Ray Allen's rookie year as well. And this turned out great. It looks like he signed this in a blue Sharpie or maybe even a blue paint pen. Like, this turned out really, really good. That is an awesome looking card. So, very nice. I'm kind of reading some of the back here because I'm not sure if this is his rookie or not. I know for sure it's Allen's. I'll have to double check on that and I'll put that up there. But yeah, number 1, Scott Burrell, Collector's Choice rookie card. Let's take a look at our second card, Fleer Force with the New Jersey Nets. This one turned out really good. You got Larry Johnson down there with him in the post, battling over a rebound, or Burrell possibly laying up a shot off the backboard there. This one came a little bit later in his career. This is 99-2000 Fleer Force. I remember these cards just a little bit. This is right about the time that I had left the hobby for quite a while. These cards do look really cool, but back-to-back cards. And this is a sweet looking Skybox Z-Force Scott Burrell with the Bulls championship team. This is from the 97-98 year. The Bulls had a great year. Obviously they go and win a title. This season is shown on The Last Dance. Man, this card is really sweet, and that blue ink looks awesome on this card. So that is a 3 of 3 return from former NBA champion, former UConn Husky, Scott Burrell. Thank you very much for that. Now let's get to our second return. And the second return, we get back to us from Santa Barbara, California. Let's take a look who it is. We're on the board with Scott Burrell. It's a heck of a start. And our next return is going to be Gary Grant, former Los Angeles Clippers. I believe I sent him at least 3 or 4 cards. Let's take a look. Yeah, it looks like we have 4 of them. We will start with one of my favorite sets of all time, the 93-94 Topps Finest. This one looked really good. I think this is the first one I've gotten back that I really prepped correctly. And you could see it turned out really good. It looked like his marker maybe a little low on the ink or just wasn't pressing hard enough, but the rest of the card just turned out perfect. So that turned out great for card number 1, 93-94 Skybox. Now, or sorry, 93-94 Topps Finest. Now we have the 90-91 Hoops. Very nice looking autograph on here. Take a look at the back here. This was his 3rd year playing for the Clippers. He also played 4 years at the University of Michigan. You could see he could really fill it up there in college and was a pretty good scorer in the NBA as well. Next up is the 91-92 Upper Deck. Very cool. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what he signs because, you know, his name's Gary Grant, but there's definitely 3 names on here. I wonder if he's including his middle name. And I'll have to look on the back of one of the cards to see what his middle name might be. And then of course we have the 91-92 Skybox. He's got Magic Johnson playing defense on him. This one turned out really good. I love that. I love that he adds the number 1 on there. That's cool. This Hoops card might have his middle name on the back. Let's take a look. Nope, that's not on there either, but maybe we'll look it up in post and add it in there. But that is a 4 of 4 return from former Los Angeles Clipper and former University of Michigan Wolverine, Gary Grant. Excellent, excellent return. Let's get to our third return. And as a reminder, guys, as I'm pulling out return number 3, stick around to the end because I will pull out all the returns and show you guys which one is my favorite of all the cards we get back. So this one's going to come to us from North Houston, Texas. Gotta be a baseball guy. It is. We've got Xavier Hernandez. We've got a card back. Oh, we'll read that index card here in a second. I probably asked him a few questions on there. We'll go over that. Looks like I sent Xavier 4 cards that he sent back. So first up is the 1990 Upper Deck. Man, Upper Deck cards always look awesome with a little bit of ink on them. Cool signature. I like the X and the Z swoop at the end of his autograph. I think that's pretty cool looking here. You can see this is definitely one of his earliest cards. I don't know if this is considered his rookie or not. I can get that to focus a little bit better. But that's the first one. Let's take a look at our next return. Oh, very cool. 1994 Don Ross. There we go. To Kyler, a future big leaguer, Xavier Hernandez. That is addressed to my son. Super, super cool of him to do that. And I'll be excited to show him that tomorrow. But that's got to be my favorite so far because it's addressed to Kyler. We've got 1993 Leaf up next. 93 Leaf is a really cool set. I've now gotten a couple of these back and they've all looked really, really cool. Of course, the 93 Leaf box features Frank Thomas and had a big insert card in each box that was really fun to collect. Loved those as a kid. And then of course we've got 93 Topps, which these cards always look so good, and it's just because there's so much light color on here that the ink just looks great on all these cards. But that's 4 of 4 from Xavier Hernandez. Awesome signature. I feel like I got these back pretty quickly, and he customized one to my son, so I don't think you can get any better than that. Let's take a look here. You guys can see an example of kind of what I write to him. Hope this note finds you well. It'd be an honor if you sign a few cards. You wouldn't mind saying one to my son Kyler. It'd be greatly appreciated. Who was your least favorite hitter of the face? Barry Bonds. He hit 3 home runs off of me. And what's your favorite stadium to play on? He said Wrigley Field. So there we go. Xavier Hernandez. That is return number 3 in the bag. Let's get to our 4th return. Okay, return number 4. I got back on the 14th as well. The stamp on the back of this is going to make it hard to not give it away. This one comes from Suburban, Illinois. I'm going to chop it off camera here so you guys have a little suspense. This gentleman known for hitting quite a few home runs, I'll just say that. And we've got a 4-card return from Ron Kittle, former Chicago White Sox, former New York Yankee. Here is the 1989 Upper Deck. I love getting these cards autographed. This set looks amazing. You could see this was coming off a year where he played for the Yankees and the White Sox picked him up. 18 home runs, 43 RBIs that year in 1988. Here is a 1987 Topps Ron Kittle with the New York Yankees. Very cool looking card. You can see this was his first year with the Yankees. He had been traded for, actually I can't remember who he was traded for, but a mid-season trade. So he ended up playing 116 games in 86, 21 homers, 60 RBIs. Yeah, nice. 1987 Topps. Oh, very cool. Got the throwback uniforms with the White Sox. I'm a big White Sox fan. This is, of course, the 1986 Fleer set, number 210. Very cool. Rocking the glasses. And then here we go, back again with the White Sox for the 1990 Topps. Man, 90 Topps has quickly become my favorite set to get autographed. I don't know that I've gotten a bad one back yet. So almost every 90 Topps card has turned out fantastic. So this is gonna be a tough one. I've got 4 really good picks, and yeah, I'm excited about all 4 of these Ron Kittle autographs. Now, he doesn't charge a fee except for his rookie card. So if you want to send him some cards, he will autograph them, and he's a quick return. So get those Ron Kittle cards out there and get them signed. So that's return number 4. Let's get to our 5th return. And the 5th one is going to be coming to us from Las Vegas, Nevada. And we've got a former Golden State Warrior, Rod Higgins. All right. Another basketball return. We did not get much basketball last week, so I'm excited about all these basketball cards I'm getting in. This is the 91-92 NBA hoop set. You got him grabbing a rebound there. You can see some of his college numbers there with Fresno State. Played some years with the Chicago Bulls, Seattle, New Jersey, and then several years with the Golden State Warriors. That is number 1. Here is the second card back in the return. 91 Skybox here, 1990-91 Skybox, I should say. Now again, these are some of my favorite cards to get back. However, sometimes when there's too much black, like in this card here, and depending on what color they use, in this case blue Sharpie, it didn't come out super great. You can still see it when you turn it like that, but when you're looking at it kind of face on, it's a little bit hard to read. But still, I love these 90-91 Skybox cards almost as much as I love the 91-92 Skybox, which is my favorite set next to 93-94 Topps. Check that out. That looks awesome. And here is the last one. 91-92 Upper Deck. Looks like he's got who's it? It's Charles Barkley. Guarding him there. A little one-on-one in the post with Chuck. Looks like a good looking shot. Career average of 9.3 points a game in the NBA over 644 games. So a guy that was a solid contributor for quite a few years at the NBA level, had a great college career. 4-4 return. He doesn't charge a fee. So if you got some of those Rod Higgins cards sitting around in your boxes, send them off, get them autographed, and why not? They're just collecting dust in those boxes. You might as well get some ink on them. So let's get to our 6th return. All right, return number 6 is going to be coming to us from suburban Illinois. This can't be Ron Kittle again. What other baseball player lives in suburban Illinois? Oh, no way. No way it came back that fast. I just sent this off, and here it is. Dan Hampton with the inscription, Hall of Fame 2002. I honestly did not think I would see this card come back. It did get damaged up in the shipping on the way back. He unfortunately didn't put it in the Ultra Pro, but that's okay. I'm super happy with this. I can kind of work with these corners a little bit anyway. I'll follow some Kurt's Card Care, and we'll fix up those corners just a tad bit. But man, Super Bowl 1985 champion, part of the monsters of the Midway, the 85 Bears team that just dominated on defense and helped the Bulls just destroy the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I do want to, send some prayers out to Steve Mongo McMichael, who's really going through it right now. He's unfortunately has ALS, and as I'm sure all of you know, ALS is not something that can be cured. He's not been doing well. I know he was just in ICU last weekend, and Ric Flair had put out, because he wrestled in WCW as well, that Mongo was not doing well. I know Hampton's been there by his side quite a bit, helping with some fundraising stuff, trying to make sure McMichael is as comfortable as he can be. But in any event, I don't want to take too much away from the return from Dan Hampton. He doesn't have a super high percentage on his return, so he's signing right now, guys. If you have any interest in getting a Hampton card signed, I would get them out right now as quickly as you can, because a couple months from now, once the season gets going, he may be too busy to sign those autographs. So this is the perfect time to get your autographs out there. Let's get to return number 7. And return number 7 is going to be coming to us from Buffalo, New York. Man, I am still buzzing over Dan Hampton. That's going to be a tough one to beat for you. My knife's getting in the way here. Okay, return back from Carlos Garcia, former Pittsburgh Pirate. I know I sent him at least a couple. Yep, he's got 2 cards here. We've got 1993 Topps up first. Man, this card turned out awesome. Of course, Carlos Garcia, like as you can see here, played most of his season with the most of his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. He had gotten called up in 1991 and 92. So he played just a few games in 90. So kind of a guy that was bouncing back and forth between the MLB and the minor leagues. He doesn't charge at all for his autographs, so you definitely want to get a couple of these out to him if you have them laying around. 93 Donruss. Oh, that looks really good. That's going to be a tough one. The 93 Topps and the 93 Donruss. Which one am I going to pick? You'll have to stick around to the end to find out. But that is a 2 of 2 return from former middle infielder Carlos Garcia. Let's get to return number 8. We've only got 3 left. And our third return comes to us from West Palm Beach, West Palm Beach, Florida. Almost butchered that. And we've got, is it basketball? We've got another basketball return, and we've got the former New York Knick, Greg Anthony. Wow, another one I was kind of not expecting to get back. This 93-94 Topps Finest card looks awesome. Very cool signature. He takes up a lot of the card, which I think actually looks really awesome on this 93-94 card. You can see he had played 1 season, he had played 2 seasons prior to 93-94. So his rookie would have been the 91-92, like hoops and upper deck cards. And Skybox, I thought I sent him more than 2. Maybe he just signed 2 and kept a couple of the other ones, which is fine. You'll see up here how many I sent, because I write them down. But very cool return. I was a big Chicago Bulls fan growing up, so the New York Knicks teams were, quite frankly, a pain in our butt. And they were really tough to beat, but those were some awesome games to watch. It really made me appreciate and love the game of basketball. The Knicks teams, of course, Patrick Ewing, Charles Oakley, Anthony Mason, Derek Harper, Greg Anthony, John Starks, and just even the way that Marv Albert would pronounce, some of those. John Stocks is beginning to feel it from deep. Man, he had some great calls, some awesome Bulls and Knicks games, and we were lucky to come out on top and be the victors, but they were a pain in the butt. So there you go. That's my return from Greg Anthony, former New York Knick. Let's get to our 9th return. And our ninth return is going to be coming to us from Brockton, Massachusetts. Going to the Upper East Coast, and we've got another basketball return. No way. It is the White Mamba, Brian Scalabrini. Oh man, it's been a huge basketball day for returns. I sent one card out to Scal. Again, I wasn't sure he was going to sign. It looked like he had been kind of hit or miss when I looked into him, and honestly, I had kind of stopped collecting cards in this period, so I don't have a lot of Scalabrini cards laying around. So I was lucky enough to pull out his rookie card from Topps Expectations, which is a cool set. These are kind of a little bit thicker cardstock, and yeah, you can see his looks like his statistical comparison is to him and Tom Gugliotta. Gugliotta had a pretty good NBA career, but I don't believe he won a ring, so point for the White Mamba on a one-on-one return. So if you've got any Scalabrini cards, definitely get these signed. I should have asked him to sign it White Mamba and see if he would have personalized one for me. That would have been kind of cool. So maybe I'll send Scalabrini a couple more if I can find them, and see if we can get a few more signed for the channel here. But that's a great return, and that leads us into our final return of the day, number 10. Let's get to it. Okay, return number 10. The final one of the week is coming to us from Tulsa, Oklahoma. This has been a basketball-dominated return. It looks like we've got a baseball player, and we've got former Chicago Cub, Rick Rona. I know I sent Rick a couple, the 90 Topps, and looks like 90 Upper Deck. So let's take a look at him here. There we go. That looks awesome. And 90 Topps never fails here. I seem to never flip the card the right way either, which is getting frustrating. So it looks like Rick signed as a 5th round draft selection of the Cubs in the 1985 draft, and spent about 3 years in the minor league system there, 85, 86, 87. Got the call up in 88, went back and forth in 89, and then here he is in 1990. Catcher, and I don't remember much about Rick Rona. I remember Rick Wilkins with the Cubs. Rona, I suppose, must have kind of played here and there, and I'm not sure how long he lasted in the big leagues, but he's got a pretty cool signature. His return rate is really high, so he's pretty much batting 1,000. If you send him cards, you're probably going to get them back, and that 90 Topps looks fantastic. So definitely worth, especially if you're a Chicago guy, get those Cubbies cards and get them signed. But that's return number 10. Let's get to a recap real quick, and then you guys can let me know in the comments what your favorite return of this episode was. Okay guys, quick recap on this week's TTM autographs. I decided to go with my Scott Burrell Skybox Z-Force 97-98, the 93-94 Topps Finest Gary Grant, the 94 Don Ross Xavier Hernandez that was personalized to my son. I went with 89 Upper Deck for Ron Kittle, 91-92 Skybox for Ron Higgins. I got a 1/1 from Dan Hampton. That's definitely my favorite return of the day. 93 Don Ross. I went with the for Carlos Garcia. That was a tough one. The 93-94 Finest for Greg Anthony. Just a 1/1 from Scalabrini, but super excited about that one. And then I went with the Old Faithful 1990 Topps for Rick Rona. That's 10 fantastic reviews. Please let me know in the comments which one you guys like the best, or if any players kind of stand out to you. Who do you want to see for future episodes? And as always, I thank you guys for checking me out right here at 10th Innings Cards and Collectibles. We'll be back next week with some new returns. They've already started to come in, guys. I've got 1 day of returns sitting here. I got 3 back today. It's Monday. So yeah, I'm excited to show you guys those in a week. Hopefully I've got 10 more or close to it, and I look forward to talking with you guys on the next one. See ya.